What it do?
It does nothing. I
It
promise.
does nothing.
It does nothing.
That's dark, man.
I know. I know.
It feels dark. So what's new, man? Let me do a little intro. Let me do
You
an
do what's
intro.
new.
This
Yeah.
is your science teacher and librarian are streaming. If you know what that's referencing, that I don't know if that's good or bad. If you know what that's referencing, but it is a
It's
reference.
good. It's good.
I don't know if it's good, but as much as I hate the Chargers, I am glad the Chiefs lost.
Yeah.
Maybe someday Dean Spanos will die, and I can be a Chargers fan again.
I can never be a Chargers fan. Right now, I'm embarrassed to be a Colts fan, though, and today's going to prove it.
Who are they playing?
It doesn't matter. We're starting Daniel Jones, and his backup is Anthony Richardson.
I mean, I don't know. I got nothing for that.
Yeah. No.
Daniel Jones is good sometimes.
Wait. Daniel Jones is so bad the Giants let him go. And Anthony Richardson had a 54% completion percentage last year. Anyway.
I mean, for what it's worth, Dan Jones was on a team with only Saquon and nothing else. Like, who is he supposed to throw the ball to?
I mean, you're not wrong. Which is pretty much the same team he's on now, Jonathan Taylor, and nothing else. Who's he supposed to throw the ball to?
I thought you have a couple.
We have one guy.
Receivers.
We have one guy. I can't even remember his name right now.
You have the guy. I know who he is because I ended up drafting him in like the 8th round. This current.
Yeah, exactly. The Colts' best receiver was like the 70th best wide receiver in fantasy football to draft.
Oh my gosh.
Anyway, we're not here to talk football.
I mean, but maybe we are.
I mean, maybe we are. There was some great college football yesterday.
I don't follow. I saw last week there were a bunch of upsets, but I didn't see anything.
So yesterday, we'll cover this real quick. I'm in Starkville, Mississippi. Mississippi State University is here. We played Arizona State, who beat us last year in Arizona. They're number 12 or 13, and we beat them. It's a long story. It was a back and forth. We beat them on a walk-off touchdown with like 40 seconds to go in the game. It was a great game.
This is I just wrote Fant Nasty.
Fant Nasty.
I'm trying to remember who the Colts guy is. I was gonna say, is Arizona State good?
Yeah, I mean, they were a playoff team last year, and they returned most of their team.
Gotcha.
Oh, Andrew goes to Arizona State. Well, you can get wrecked, sir.
I've got Tyler Warren on one of my teams.
Oh, Fuzzimp says, foosball talk boring. Where are all the pedals?
I don't seriously, guys. There's a thing called ESPN. There is a thing called ESPN. I don't know what that means.
Me either. We talk about everything on this show. We will talk guitar. It's gonna get there. So, Steve,
is there anything even interesting going on in the guitar world? It's just Rick Beato getting his ass kicked by record labels every day. Like, dude, shut the fuck up already, Rick.
He did interview David Gilmour again. Look, I haven't listened to it. I bet it's great. For all of my flack of Rick Beato, he does great interviews. He actually does great interviews.
Melissa says I'm being too loud.
Do I tell her to get wrecked too? would that do bad things for the live stream?
I mean, try not to wake up my kids, probably.
Oh, that's true. Okay, we got to keep Steve on the even keel today. Y'all don't get him amped up.
I just, I was listening to supposed hoax. We've talked about this supposed hoax, the 1955 Gibson ES, the Back to the Future.
The Back to the Future
guitar.
Yeah.
Supposedly, so they found it, right? They found it.
Oh, did they?
Well, I don't know. They're making them.
Yeah, they didn't find it though. They're making the Epiphone version supposedly, but they have not found the one yet.
Oh, okay. The hunt for the original goes on, but Gibson Custom Shop is making headway. That's right. They posted this picture, and before we get this, I get too into this because it's warm in this room. I'm going to go turn the air conditioner on.
Okay, do that. So viewers, while he's doing that, we can talk bad about him in the back. Andrew, it's lost. It was apparently stolen from like a like prop storage facility, and it's gone. Like nobody knows where it ended up.
I don't know. I'm kind of on Team Andrew on this one. Uh, I mean, it was probably went somewhere. It's probably in some storage room or whatever.
Yeah.
But this kind of feels like I have a feeling Gibson has it. I don't know. I don't know why I think
I know that we want to believe Gibson is this huge entity that can do whatever they kind of want to do, right? And have money to do all sorts of things. They don't get the entire cast of Back to the Future together for a hoax of a promo spot about the guitar money. They don't have that kind of pull.
no, I sure, but they pulled somebody.
I mean, they got the entire cast
They
together,
pulled the
but what I'm
entire
saying
cast.
is they got the whole cast, but they wouldn't do that if they didn't actually need to find the guitar. I don't believe that they would do that.
Unless they're cutting all these people in.
I don't think there's enough money to be made to make it worth it for these folks.
I think they're gonna drop on what, October 20th or whatever.
I mean, that would be the date that makes sense.
What's the actual date? October 21st. They're gonna
Okay.
drop the Epiphone. They're gonna drop the
70-year anniversary.
It is the 70th year
Technically,
anniversary.
40-year anniversary of when he went back in time.
And to Searching for Tone's point, I mean, it's a little bit of effort maybe, but it's not like who's the most is Christopher Lloyd the only like person on that cast that's still working?
So here's my real point. Michael J. Fox has avoided the public since his diagnosis has gotten
Yeah,
serious.
that's fair.
To get Michael J. Fox to come out and do promos, he's not going to do that for a hoax. He's not going to do that for a publicity stunt. He's going to do that because they're actually trying to get it.
I mean, it's a publicity stunt no matter what. They don't need to get it. They know what it is.
Yeah, exactly. They don't need to get it, but that's what I mean. He's not coming out if it's all for show.
They're going to make this thing.
It's not about money.
They're going to make this guitar, they're going to release it, and then they're going to sell it as you guys need to buy this because we still haven't found the real thing.
I don't know.
So
now I could see
we need your help by buying these guitars to get the money to get the rest of them.
I could see Michael J. Fox coming out if they actually had the guitar and it's a hoax. I keep using the word hoax. You know what I mean? It's not actually hoax, but a stunt. If a portion of the proceeds go to the Parkinson's Foundation.
Maybe that's what they'll announce.
I could see that. That would be the only way.
It's only a portion after costs.
Yeah.
And Caesar get their cuts.
Cesar.
Pay unto Cesar. What's the? I should know this.
Bestow unto
render
Cesar.
Render unto Cesar what is due to Cesar.
That's it.
I don't know. It's like, yeah, it can. I've been in this headspace lately. I've been in the grift, the hoax headspace. I read this thing a couple weeks ago that the whole Taylor's versions, all that stuff was basically a grift.
See, I don't think it was.
But she paid like what, 350 million? She had $350 million when she first wanted to get him.
It wasn't that her putting out Taylor's versions devalued her back catalog because people were listening to the new versions in order to, do it the right way because they wanted to back her. The prior price for her back catalog would have been more than she could have afforded or wanted to afford. I think by putting out her own versions, new re-recordings, she devalued her back catalog.
Maybe, but then why didn't she have to make Reputation? She was just doing it until the price got low enough.
Yeah, and she was going to
keep...
she wasn't done. She was going to keep going.
Or until the tour was over, and then she would have all the money. I don't know.
It smells... She did flat out say the Eras tour was where she got the money to buy it. So
there's some things about it that just kind of smell funny. But
Yeah.
and by buying her masters, now she has 2 revenue streams for the exact same music.
It's still
Actually,
split though.
most of the
Let's
Taylor's
be honest.
versions are worse than the originals.
I
Uh,
disagree.
dude,
Ooh, you're on it.
her voice is just, it's kind of
I felt like
it's
I think she's gotten better.
Yeah, but better's not better. This goes back, this goes back to, there's so many songs that have been re-recorded by the same artists, slightly different ways. Also, to that point, from what I heard in the original, when she made Taylor's version, she cut all the original musicians out. They don't get paid.
I thought they all got paid. I haven't heard that at all.
They lost. My understanding is that the contract is different. So
well,
they're not getting royalties or points or whatever anymore. They just got flat fee on the re-recording.
I won't speculate because
That's what I heard.
I know, but until I can see the contracts or somebody else that's seen the contract says it, I'm not ready to go speculate on that.
Oh, I'm ready to speculate. Also, like, this isn't just her, it's lots of people, but it's especially her. Like, the Beths just dropped their album. Before they dropped their album, they basically released every version of the vinyl that you could buy.
Okay.
So you could basically pick, like, do you want to buy it from Bandcamp? Do you want to buy it direct from them? Do you want to buy it from what's the one in New York? Rough Trade. Who do you want to buy it from? Like, you get the color you want. Do you want this color from you can only get in New Zealand. You're gonna have to pay, an extra $40 shipping or whatever.
Yeah.
Taylor Swift is releasing her albums like 1 week at a time. And her base is like, it's fucking Pokemon. You got to get every vinyl
did
version
that
of
with
the new
Folklore
album.
Too. She did like 12 covers for
It's
Folklore.
so freaking. That's the real grift. You're milking your Gen Z fan base. They're already broke as, like, these people aren't they should be buying stocks. Instead, they're buying Taylor Swift albums.
No one should buy stock. Stay away from the stock market. Is it a grift or is it
stock market's blowing up?
Is it a grift or is it just good business?
It's both. I mean, it's good business, but for all of the supposed philanthropy, when you're building your wealth on the back, look, this is all I'm saying, Philip.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as an ethical billionaire.
That's 100% true.
100%. Taylor Swift is like 6th on the guillotine list after Bezos, Musk, Zuckerberg, the dudes over at Google, and Peter Thiel. Those. I guess there's 2 dudes at Google, so maybe she's 7th. So,
I don't know.
Anyway,
I won't speak ill of Taylor Swift in this household. That's all I'm saying.
I've turned the corner. I don't know. The TTPD was just, I never listened through the whole thing. I couldn't make it. Somebody told me, "Oh, you got to listen to the deluxe version." I'm like, that thing's 2 hours long. No, thank you. Like, write a good song. Is there a good song on TTPD?
I don't know the titles. I'll be honest. I'm still got Folklore on repeat. So
this is different because George Lucas just wanted to keep making more and more director's cuts, and there was more technology available. They were actually different. They're just not that different. Also, they probably were pretty expensive. But also, the people buying Star Wars boxes, they didn't have anything better to do with their money because they still lived in their mom's basements.
Click on Basil's comment. Let's talk about this. So here's the deal, y'all. Gibson and Fender are the oldest companies in the electric guitar game still making electric guitars. That's why they're still making the same guitars. If insert X brand had been around in the 50s, by the way, it's 70 plus years.
Yeah.
They'd be making the same guitars today that they made then because it's what made them a big company. That's just what it is. They're the ones that were first. I say first in like the popular zeitgeist of the electric guitar. So that's just, if another company had been first, we'd be saying XYZ company has been making the same guitars for 70 years.
Every company's been, I mean, G&L's been making the same guitar for 50 years.
Yeah.
ESP's been making the same guitar for 30 years.
Taylor's been making the
years.
same acoustic guitars for, I don't know how old are they now? 40 years?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, so I get it. Like, people buy these things. I don't think, because there was something, there was this big thing. I think it was on Searching for Tone. This was a few weeks ago. Someone in the comment section going back and forth saying, well, you can't trust, basically the argument was that you can't trust YouTubers because Pepsi lied to you 40 years ago and has never stopped lying. Like, that was effectively the argument. It was like, advertisers lie and YouTubers are advertisers, therefore YouTubers lie. Like, that's the logic. And, you know, these demo videos and whatever, they're you know, they can't be trusted, which you shouldn't trust them. Like, use your eyes and ears.
Yeah, absolutely. Use your eyes. Fine. Don't fully trust any YouTuber, just period. I don't.
We've said hello to nobody.
Oh yeah, let's do that.
Good morning, Amanda. Good morning, Tiki Flamingo Chicken, who I just learned is also Dog Dick Dale.
Yeah, I just learned that as well.
Good morning, Gonzo. I'm saying morning. Half these people, it's the afternoon, I'm sure.
Well, it's still morning for me, so
maybe even the evening. Hey, Fuzzimp, Basil Tiffany, Michael Kraus. I know it's the afternoon where Michael is. Hey, Searching for Tone. Anyone else? A Cyprium is here. Most bass tom ever. I don't even know what I said. Hey, Tyler. I know. My brain is locking up. Bad guitarist I saw earlier. What up?
Yeah, a lot of folks hanging out. I don't even know who all you said hi to. So Ken Bradley, Tyler.
Oh yeah, hey Ken.
Let's see who else that you might have missed, because you know.
Yeah.
Progress Pedals, Ryan's in here.
Oh hell yeah. Vinny's World, what's up?
Speaking of Progress Pedals, I have the Dad 250 Plus here. Real cool. Soft switches for you folks who like the soft switches. It is actually my favorite 250 circuit I've ever played.
Vinny's, isn't it like 1 a.m. almost? It's like after midnight, right? Where you're,
oh wow.
I think I'm not, if I'm not losing my mind and confusing you with someone else. Reagan's here. What's up, Reagan? Fuzzim says, I want more offsets with wiggle sticks. Ryan posed the question the other day, why aren't there offsets with Floyd Roses?
Oh.
Which is interesting. I mean, I feel like somebody, you know,
I'm gonna try to find one.
Donable must have something in that vibe. That's who I would expect to see it from. Or like maybe you could like custom shop it.
Are we saying specific? Oh, I found one. Hold on. This is maybe the coolest thing I've ever seen. So I will share my screen. Wait, that's share slide. Share screen.
Evan says, doesn't Harley Benton make one? Does Firefly make one?
All right.
Bacchus makes one.
Bacchus makes one. Now, this sold 2 years ago in Armenia, but I'm kind of here for it. Some damage, whatever. Crafted in the Philippines.
Oh, Bacchus might be a company. There's some company that reached out to us a while ago about sending a guitar out. Who's based in the Philippines, and I think we were gonna, I don't know when that's happening, because they were like building up their stock.
Yeah.
But I know we were trying to get one out, and actually I think Ryan was gonna do potentially a heavy discount on it, because it's such a
I
Like a
stopped
unique
sharing screen
thing.
and it did weird things.
We're done.
There we
It's
go.
over.
Yeah, I like the idea of an offset with a Floyd Rose. I particularly like that they took the Jaguar, not a Jazzmaster. It's a Jaguar with a Floyd.
Yeah.
And
Reagan asked
24
about
frets.
the Stratocaster X1 bridge pickup. I've heard of it. That's about the end of that sentence. I don't know a lot else. I know it's like what, late 70s, early 80s, I think.
Yeah, it looks like it. I don't know anything about it.
Apparently the X1 I'm reading about on Reverb. The X1 is Fender's original hot pickup. The company installed these in the bridge position of the 1981 and 1982 USA Strats and in both positions of the Lead 2.
Oh.
May have been used in some other models as well. Made in the long gone Fullerton, California factory, the X1 will work in all later model Strats. Oh, well, that's good to know. A Stratocaster pickup from the 1970s will still work in other models of Stratocaster.
No, really? All these years, I've been trying to track down pickups for my Strats from the same year as the guitar.
Yeah. I mean, that is, do you have a 1979 Stratocaster?
No, I don't.
Or you're saying like, I
have a 2012 Strat. I can only replace it with pickups from 2012 Fender. It's a bad joke.
But yeah, so I think I don't really know a lot about that pickup or that era other than that read.
I heard about that pickup for the first time today.
Apparently it's got flat pull pieces. I'm looking at the picture. It is, so it's a non-staggered layout. Man, people are paying like $200 for these.
I saw one listed at almost $400.
Jeez. Yeah, I'm looking at listings from 10 years ago.
Oh my gosh.
So I just Googled it. Let's look at this trade offer.
Oh, what we got?
I'd love to hear your opinion on a trade offer I got yesterday. Someone offered a JCM 900 and a 4x12 with greenbacks for my Les Paul Tribute and Taylor 114.
Fucking take it. Go.
Damn.
Run. Don't walk.
You think so?
Yeah, take that. Not a dollars and cents. It's just way cooler. Take the JCM 900.
What does a Taylor 114 go for these
Not
days?
a lot.
700?
More than it should.
Taylor 114E. I'm looking at the Verb. I'm looking, there's a used one as low as 425, but it might be because it's left-handed.
Guitar Center has one for 475.
Yeah, I'm seeing another one for 530.
And that Tribute goes for like 1,000. Absolutely, go get the 4x12 with greenbacks is that's worth more than the Taylor alone.
Yeah, Tribute's as low as 850 on Reverb, 825 plus shipping on Reverb. The JCM 900 is about $1,000 for the head. I was from what I remember.
Yeah.
I think my take is going to depend on what the 4x12 is, maybe, but with, like you said, with greenbacks, that's what, like $80 a speaker, something like that,
or more than that. Like if they're the good greenbacks, if they're like the well, I guess the 30 watts are more common. The 30 watt brand new is a $200 speaker. They sell used for $115.
Oh, okay. Prices. I sold a greenback years ago for like, I think it's like $75. But...
Yeah, which is probably about right back then, but with the way things have shifted now. The 25 watt greenbacks are my favorite speaker for Marshall amps, but not necessarily for JCM 900s. JCM 900s, I would probably want the 30 watters.
Yeah. Phil Collins says good greenbacks. That's an oxymoron. I don't have a lot of experience with them, but
I think greenbacks sound great for that Marshall sound. They also sound really good when paired with a blue in a lower wattage amp.
Yeah, I do think though that these I think it's a good trade if obviously if you don't want it, you don't want it.
Right, exactly.
I can't convince you, but
dollars and cents, it's sort of a wash. Even if even if the JCM 900 and the 412, I'm assuming it's a Marshall 412 too. Even if it's worth more, quote unquote, the prospect of selling a 4x12 later is not a lot of fun. But
yeah, you're just stuck with that.
Yeah,
forever.
I want another 4x12 real bad.
But even locally, well, I guess 1960As. I'm seeing a lot of 350 to 500.
Yeah, but and now the 358 doesn't have greenbacks.
Right.
It's got those 75 watt whatever Celestian ceramics that are in there that are kind of, I don't like them a lot.
Phil says I was fishing for a mention. Well, you got it, sir. I
love it. Yeah, you imagine that. Say inflammatory things and you get noticed.
Yeah, Evan says I bet someone would trade 314 for the same 4x12. 314 is a tough trade, but maybe. I want to rule it out.
Yeah. You know what I really want, Steve?
What do you really want?
This is stupid.
What you really, really want.
Whenever the studio build is done,
mm-hmm.
I kind of want to hunt a 4x15.
I
kind of want to hunt one.
Orange, I think, made one. Acoustic, I think, made one.
Yeah, there's a few others.
Hey, Steve Cassidy.
You're missing the major one.
Was there a Marshall Major 415?
No. But you're missing the obvious one. What company would obviously make a 4x15 cab?
Is it Marshall?
No.
Marshall made one.
PV made one. Of course, PV made one.
Sun made one.
Yeah, Sun did make one. I think they're actually the more obvious one.
Yeah.
But
I'm not seeing any. I'm seeing a Trace Elliott one. What PV model is a 4x15?
Let me find it because I think it's actually an old PA cabinet that people have used for guitar or bass.
Yeah, I'm seeing one on Reverb. PV 415 sub cabinet.
Yeah. I want to take that. I want to put guitar speakers in it, and I want to just go burr. just turn it up to max. I can't afford the Sun. The Sun 4x15 goes for a ton of money.
Bad Guitar says, thanks, guys. Let's hope that thing fits in a Camry.
Oh, Camry.
The PV 4x15 and the Marshall are both kind of interesting because they're flat 4x15s.
Oh, whereas the Sun has the angle.
Sun is angled. I think the acoustic one is angled as well.
Oh, interesting.
But I could be wrong because I don't remember. Oh, the 408. Maybe it's not. It might be doing something completely different. Do we have any internal?
There was also there was another one that I liked. I love 4x cabinets just in general.
Yeah.
4x anything. But do you remember the crate amps that had like the 4x8 cabinet?
Yep. So this is the acoustic 408. Oh. This is a 4x15. It is 2 outward facing and 2 upward facing.
I'm sorry, what?
So this piece, is my mouse visible?
Let me see. I don't know. Yes.
Okay, so this vent port right here, I believe, has a speaker. You basically have the 2 speakers you can see. Then you have a speaker mounted here facing upward and another speaker here facing downward. I think.
Oh my God.
What's going on.
There's one.
So that's this layout here.
There's an acoustic 408 cabinet at Big House Guitars right now. Wait. And they want, Steve, guess how much they want for it?
$500.
No.
More?
Less.
So
So I'm playing a gig in Atlanta next
Mhm, mhm.
month. If this is still there, it's coming home with me. I need you to understand that if this cabinet is still at Big House Guitars, Steve, it is
So, like,
$135.
130, is it, like, broken?
No.
That's so the whole thing with, um,
Hold on,
the
I'll
acoustic.
share just so we can see this. One of you buy it before I can. I would love for
Oh
you
my
to do
gosh.
that so that I don't have to fit it in my car.
Yeah, Mets mentioned Mets XVX mentions, the Emperor 415, that was another one. I was thinking of, like, was maybe Emperor. Michael Kraus says, just buy 4 PV Delta Blues, get in that old Akai 4 output delay."
I mean, he's not wrong, but look at this.
Yeah, that's why. I mean, the problem with these cabs is, no, you gotta be able to pick it up.
Yeah, exactly. Sound levels may exceed 120 decibels within 10 feet of this
Yeah.
enclosure.
Yeah.
I love that there's a warning on the back
And
to let you know.
it is a 2 ohm
It is
cabinet. That
which
is.
means I can run my super reverb into it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome.
The 408, I'm
Anyway,
trying to remember. So it's a later, I think what that one listing I saw was like said it was in 1977. So it's kind of outside the realm of like,
oh, bring us back again. I don't know why it doesn't go back to the cameras when I stop sharing.
I don't know. It's
It's dumb.
busted. Um, need some automation on.
I just love the idea of the ridiculousness of a 4x15 cabinet.
Yeah. I tried to get what model was it? I don't think it was a 408. I think it was a 3 something
Yeah.
from Acoustic years ago. And I tried to put it in the back seat of a Civic, which is why I didn't buy it. It was like under $200.
See, here's my problem. I'm going to Atlanta to play a gig, so I'm going to have a car full of gear. I don't know how I'm going to also fit an acoustic 4x15 in my Nissan Rogue with all the
Yeah.
gear I'm taking.
It kind of sounds like you might be stuck on that
Oh,
one.
my drummer's bringing his truck though.
There you go.
That may be my way.
So people are talking about okay, so the original, I'm trying to figure out what the original speakers in the 408 would have been. I couldn't tell from those other pictures either what they were. But people talk about putting like old JBLs in them
Yeah.
and things like that.
That's if you really wanted to be a backbreaker.
So if you want it to sound sick.
Greg Anderson, put casters and a hitch on it. Just hitch it to the back of the car.
You need that guitar golf case that we were looking at.
Yeah, dude.
A Cyprium says we're 12s, just the happy medium, and that's why we landed there as a scene. I think, I mean, this is just playing it out in my head, right? I'm not saying this is what happened, but this is what makes sense in my head, is that when you think about guitar amps having 15s, you tend to think about honestly, you think about amps from like the 50s and early 60s. And I think once a focus was made into investing into bass guitar technology, you kind of didn't need the 15 on the guitar. You didn't need the as wide of a range. And so they switched to 12s more.
Yeah.
And just kind of, it's not that they necessarily switched to 12s more. They just kind of stopped.
Because if you think before like the 12-inch speaker became
15.
kind of the standard, don't get me wrong, we still see and saw a lot of 10-inch speakers
Yeah.
in the 1960s and post. But like in the tweed amps of the 50s, you had a bunch with 15-inch speakers because they did everything.
Yeah.
And I have a 15-inch cabinet, Two-Rock that I love, but the thing about that 15 that surprises people, everybody's like, oh, it's going to be too woofy. It's going to be too woofy. Actually, it's brighter than my 12s.
Right.
It's brighter than my 10s because what happens is you end up with a bigger, more powerful center cone. I think this is the way I think the physics work. So you do get more lows if you put lows into it, but you also get more high end if you put more highs into it. I think 12s just became the economical like middle ground, especially as people separated guitar and bass. Just like bassists don't play a lot of 12-inch speakers, but 12-inch speakers sound great for bass.
Yeah. I think you see 12s more in like fusion jazz kind of environments. You know, you have
I know Joe
brands.
Branton's a big fan of the 12-inch.
Is he a big fan of the 12?
Yeah.
That kind of makes well. Does Ashdown? I assume that means Ashdown makes it 12.
They do. His touring rig for a long time, I think it still is whatever amp head he's using at the time and two 1x12 cabinets.
Gotcha. And is it always like is he running all Ashdown? I assume.
I think he is running all Ashdown,
They
which
still make
makes
the freaking ABM series? How?
yeah, I know, right? They were okay.
That's interesting. They actually don't have a large. They don't have like a 2x12. That's weird.
Oh, do they not?
They have single one. They have multiple. They have a 1x12 in the ABM line. They have a 1x12 in the RM line.
Oh.
They have a 1x12 in Tweed, the CTM line.
You know, they've still got a lunchbox head that I think is highly underrated, and it is currently discounted on Sweetwater. And it is, look at this. Ashdown is a company that we really should talk more about, but because they're kind of known for their bass amps, their guitar amps go a little unnoticed. So look at this. That is the Ashdown. It's a 15-watt EL84 amp with, well, give me a good picture of the back of it. There it is. With line DI and headphone out. I think this one has two notes. Yeah, right now it's normally $799, but it's marked down to $469 until September 30th. Oh, until September 30th, you can do the financing too.
I know Ashdown was doing some stuff with two notes.
Yeah, they do have a couple of things. Yeah, I don't think this is, but let me see. Ashdown, we'll go back to them. Guitar amp heads, they have 4 of them. Yeah, see, this one just has an XLR DI out, but the MF484, oh, what an unfortunate number for them to use. 424, I'm thinking. That's also marked down from $1,799 to $1,100.
Is that the one with 2 notes?
This has the 2 notes Capture Tech in it.
Torpedo in, direct in. Yeah,
MIDI switchable.
Torpedo stuff. Yeah, I remember. So Ashdown's interesting. They were promoting at GearFest the first year we went there. They've been hinting at a big. They've been hinting at a big, like, North American push for a while, but I just haven't seen that happen.
So I don't think I'm out of school talking about this. I talked to their team about that push, and I was going to do some stuff for them here in the US and, connect them with some folks. But just being real, I think all the tariff and import things have put a big pause on everything they're doing.
Yeah, but they've been talking about this for like 2 years.
Yeah, but it was a big point. I actually had a meeting at NAMM with a member of their team to talk about this in January. Right. And then, of course, afterwards we talked, and they were like, they didn't say we're going to slow down, we're going to hold on and wait, but it was this is a little tumultuous, we don't know what's going on. And I think a lot of brands have taken that same approach, like, we need to wait and see what happens.
For sure. It's not a great space right now. Gonzo, I will say my Sweetwater guy doesn't call me anymore, but I also haven't bought anything. All I buy are gift cards.
My guy calls me occasionally, but it's only when he feels like he should. Like, for example, I had been looking at Sennheiser wireless rigs on Sweetwater because I don't like wireless in general, but some of these cover band gigs I've been doing, a wireless would really be good because some of the stages we play on, and get rid of some of the cable clutter, and
Yeah.
can move around a little more. And I'm not really using that much fuzz on these gigs, right? And so I'd been looking at them, and of course, your sales rep can see what you've been looking at if you're logged in when you're looking. And yeah, and so my rep called me, left a voicemail, just to let me know that, hey, he saw that I'd been looking at them, and he wanted to let me know that there was a price hike happening on September 1st that was not insignificant for those same products.
Right.
So
Which
he was
is
like,
kind of,
it's just a heads up. If you want it, it's going to be more expensive on this day. Just letting you know.
I mean, so yeah, bad guitarist brings up a good point. If you don't answer the phone enough times, they stop calling.
Yeah.
That might be what happened with mine.
How many
but
Sweetwater reps have you had, Steve?
just one.
Just one. I've had one for over 20 years.
That's nuts. I've had one for, I don't remember when I made my first Sweetwater purchase.
Yeah,
But
I've had one for over 20 years. Same guy, and he has always been super solid and amazing. So I can't speak. I can't even begin to speak well enough of Sweetwater sales reps.
this does make me wonder, and maybe I don't know if you would know, or maybe someone in the chat will know. Does anybody sell a kit that just has, maybe this is it as I'm looking, Music Nomad has a premium Guitar Tech truss rod wrench set.
Oh,
6 Allen key sizes, 3 socket wrench sizes, special designed spoke wheel tool, flathead screwdriver blade for certain truss rods at the heel. Because I don't know specifically which truss rod wrench I need. And because I
okay.
own, I've got Fender. Actually, I don't have any American Fenders right now. And the truss rod wrench I had for that, for my American Fender, I gave away when I sold my American Fender bass. But like I've got Gibson, I've got Taylor, I've got a Squire back there that needs a little bit of a truss tweak. And
Yeah,
it's like, I don't want to hunt down individual, like I just don't want to have to look up what truss rod tool do I need for these things.
yeah.
But Music Nomad looks like they sell an all
A multi set that does just about everything.
one that's, it's just like a little box that's got everything.
So for truss rods, it's one of those things like I don't do a lot of truss rod tweaking anymore. But I bought this tool when I needed to work on a made in Mexico, 90s standard Stratocaster, right? And it had a stripped out truss rod nut. The nut was stripped, and you can remove that nut and replace it, right?
Yeah.
And now on the newer ones, there's a walnut plug that they put in there. So if you need to remove it, you actually have to remove that walnut plug. But this is before that. You didn't need to remove the plug. And I bought this tool from Stumac. And of course, I have it right here, thankfully. And it has, there's no way I'm going to be able to see this. It has a tapered, yeah, see, there's no way I can cover my face enough to show this. But it has a tapered Allen adjustment. So it's designed for removing stripped out nuts, right?
Oh, nice.
But what I've discovered is it also means it works in a variety of truss rod adjustments, and you have so much more leverage because it's this long.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so they're more expensive. I know they are. I know the shipping is expensive with Stumac, but I highly recommend these over the short Allen wrenches. These are so much easier to use.
Yeah, Perfecto does say the Music Nomad. Hi, Perfecto, by the way.
Yeah.
Music Nomad truss rod kit has everything except the Martin truss rod tool. Well, I don't.
Well,
have
that
Martin,
sucks because now I own a Martin. Well, I guess I
Um,
need a new wrench.
But yeah, my Taylor, I have a Taylor Big Baby that like desperately needs truss rod adjustment because it just hasn't been set up in like years. So it actually is old
Is
enough.
that the one you bought from Melissa to play?
Yeah.
That's how long I've listened to y'all's podcast. I know that.
I bought that in like 2005, I think. 2004, 2005, somewhere in there. And maybe 2006, but yeah, it's around 20 years old. And I think that It basically, hopefully it doesn't need a full-on neck reset. I know that's a thing with these bolt-on neck Taylors that
Yes.
some of them require reset, but
Well,
I
it's
think
not
with the
just bolt-ons. Any acoustic over the years will need a neck reset. Any
okay,
acoustic.
yeah,
I have a Bourgeois that recently got some work done. The bridge had the top had started to belly, which is when the strings just start to pull the belly up, the top of the guitar up a little bit. Because it's a well-made acoustic guitars have thin tops. So over the years, if they're not properly humidified and whatnot, that can start to happen. And I bought it from someone who had not properly humidified it over the years. It was also, a 30-year-old guitar,
right.
almost. And he got all that out and he adjusted, put a new saddle in, new bone saddle in. But he did say, next time this is going to need a neck reset.
Right.
It's just going to need it.
The StewMac truss rod wrench set is $417.
Yeah. Don't buy the whole set. Don't buy the whole set. Buy the one you need and when you need it, and spread that shit out.
So that is $417 for. I mean, it's not the same thing to your point that like Music Nomad is just selling like the basic hex key.
Yeah, exactly.
But the Music Nomad one comes in a case.
I mean, it's real good. I have on this handy dandy shelf behind me that nobody can see. I have the this is the Music Nomad nut file set. So I've had to use this more often than I expected to need to.
Mm-hmm.
I have, a file for basically every nut width or nut slot I would ever need. But then the tool case that I've used the most. So my in-laws like to give me Sweetwater gift cards for Christmas and my birthday. And because both are in December, I pile them up and, buy things like this with them because I don't need more pedals. But this is the guitar setup kit.
Right. Yeah.
And this has been absolutely invaluable. This has been the best thing. These let me see if I can do this. These files for leveling high frets, and then the Z file here for recrowning the fret. I've used those so freaking much.
Perfecto says so. This might be why the Music Nomad kit doesn't have it, because it's like all small and compact.
Yeah.
The Martin truss rod wrench is long. Acyprium recommends Amazon wrenches.
That's not a bad shout. If it works, I'd love to buy them. Not on Amazon though.
Gonzo says, do you guys not keep the tools that come with your guitar if you bought it new? So to that point, I probably do have the wrench for my Squire bass somewhere.
I typically don't buy new instruments,
but yeah, that's the only guitar I think back here. I'm trying to think. That might be the only thing I've bought new, like maybe ever.
I have a few that I bought new, especially things I ordered from the manufacturer. But like I bought exactly one Gibson guitar new ever. Have I ever bought a brand new Fender? Yes, I bought a road worn Telecaster once as a brand new guitar. But yeah, for the most part, I don't buy new things. And Michael Krause, yes, I did say I don't need pedals. I don't need new pedals. I don't need more.
Michael Avery says, I'd like to see you play something, anything. You talk all this BS and don't play. Let me see. What do I have?
That's all you get, Michael.
I was thinking that I would just buy the new Hollow Knight and just play that.
Yeah, no, Michael, that's not what this channel, not what this live stream is for. It's not for playing. I play gigs.
It probably should be, but I never try to run into the Volt.
Trying to run audio into this and make it worth listening to, and as it streams at a lower quality, it's not worth the effort in a live stream. Sorry, I
Yeah.
hate to burst your bubble. If that means you don't want to watch, that means you don't want to watch, and that's okay.
I'm trying to, yeah, because the audio is whatever this is.
The audio is
It's not gonna
garbage
get
for
any
live
better.
streams.
No, it could be. Yeah, I don't know.
We're here to talk about things,
That's what
not play things.
That's what Ben Coombs' Monday night stream is for.
Yes, exactly.
Or Steve from Boston, whenever he streams, he plays. But anyway, it doesn't matter.
Yeah. Well, it's
Or
easier.
Phil McKnight's Guitar of the Week.
It is easier when it's one person streaming.
Yeah.
To get good audio, but when we use the platform and the way we do this, like if one of us was just doing this and could run straight into OBS, which actually captures high quality audio,
right?
That's better. But because we're using StreamYard, the audio is good enough for voice chats, but it's not great for guitar audio.
Right.
So we need much more equipment. Okay, look, if you want us to do live music, here's the deal. Start super chatting. Start super chatting. We'll put together a list of the equipment we need to be able to play live. And when we get to that dollar value, we'll invoice Ryan for it. And
oh my gosh. So supposedly all you need now is Lootfish.
Yeah,
but
I've heard
Lootfish is so wild to me because it's like $250 for the thing.
Yeah.
And do you need two of them?
Yeah, I assume everyone who's doing it has to have it.
And it's record and download, so I don't know if you could even stream that necessarily. I'm not sure how that would work.
Yeah. I don't know.
Unlike other collaboration tools, the Lootfish stream connects directly to your router using an Ethernet cable. Well, I don't have an Ethernet cable.
I could technically do it, but I don't want to.
And then it's $13 a month after that. So
yeah. Michael Hennessy asking how the Tele Ultra is doing. I sold it.
You sold it?
I sold it. So here's why. I got it in a trade because I wanted to try it out, and it was very good. I really liked the neck. I did not love the noiseless pickups in it, but they were not bad. I felt like they could be better if they weren't noiseless pickups, to be really honest. And I was thinking about keeping it until I went to Fretboard Summit, and we'll do a little show and tell. Again, was thinking about keeping it, but then I played this again. I played it last year, and I think I talked about this on the podcast, and they still had it because they said it's just basically been in a case. We did a Plex setup on it and then put it away.
Right.
And we haven't tried to sell it. So I got this.
What is this? Hey, Mark.
This is a Scythe.
Oh, it's a Scythe.
And cool. This is their OH20. And it is spectacular.
Yeah, is that Rob wants to know, is that copper sparkle?
This is tangerine sparkle. And it's also it's checked finish. It's got a few dings from relicking. They do really, really light relicking.
Yeah.
You see the checking?
You can really see it in the light there. Yeah.
Yeah. I'm using my studio lights to try to get it. This guitar, so I played it last year and I messaged them a couple of times over the past year to see if they still had it. And they did give me a price that admittedly was a bit of a deal. It was not like insane, like, oh, we're going to sell it to you at cost or anything, but they gave me a deal because we're buddies. And they had it again this year at Fretboard Summit, and I meant to play it for like 5 minutes, and I played it for an hour and a half, almost hour and 15, hour and a half. And I was like, okay, go ahead and pencil me in for buying it. I need to figure out how I'm doing it. And so I spent the next like 24 hours figuring out the money situation. As of yesterday, it's officially paid off and done. So I had to sell some stuff to make it happen. But this is the most spectacular Tele style guitar I've ever played. It is sugar pine. So it's extremely light and resonant.
Right.
I weighed it. It's like 5 pounds, 15 ounces.
Oh,
With
wow.
yeah, it's insanely light. Um, and it makes me wonder if I need to sell my custom shop Telecaster now and buy another Scythe as a backup to this
Gotcha.
because it is that good.
No, I I think one of their offsets at NAMM last year. It was very cool.
Yeah,
So,
they had one of those at they had two at Fretboard Summit. They also have brand new pickups. They have staple Jazzmaster pickups.
yeah. How was Fretboard Summit this year?
Amazing. It's my favorite because basically it's 3 or 400 people plus
Mm,
vendors coming together, and by the end of the 3 days everyone is friends.
right.
So it takes place in Chicago at the Old Town School of Folk Music, and it's in two buildings, so they're across the street from each other. By the third day, nobody can cross the street in less than 40 minutes because you're stopping to talk to all the friends you've made as you cross the
Right.
street.
Right. We're still trying to get I don't just because it's in August. Like, why do people keep planning? I get it. It's like, oh, we're doing end of summer, but it's like you're not doing end of summer. You're doing it in the first week of the school year, you
Right.
psychos.
Yeah.
And it's not just Fretboard Summit. Like Henning's thing and Fretboard Summit were happening like I think the same
The
weekend.
same week. Yeah.
Um,
Because otherwise, I was gonna. If that weren't the case, I was thinking about this year since Henning and I are buddies now. I was gonna hit him up and be like, "Hey, let me come to Gear
mhm.
Street." But I won't choose Gear Street over Fretboard Summit
Yeah,
ever.
so I was trying to get we're trying to get we've talked about doing Fretboard Summit, and I just looked at the schedule. I'm like, that's the first week of school for my kids. Like that's
Yeah.
maybe I'll go to Fretboard Summit in like 2 years after my oldest graduates or something. I don't know.
Yeah.
But then she'll be going into college, so I'll probably be busy like hauling,
moving
like
moving
setting
her
that
into
shit up.
college.
So I mean I don't know, but
Well, let me know if you want to go
hi
next
Rob.
year because later, Rob, because the space I stayed in this year was
Hmm.
really affordable.
Okay,
It was like a 5-minute drive from Old Town School, and it has 2 beds.
nice.
So if you want to stay, let me know. We
Is
can
it
split
just
that.
like a studio or something?
It's a basement, typical Chicago
Oh,
basement.
okay.
Um, the guy I stayed with was a jazz writer, like for the newspaper, and like wrote for a bunch of magazines. He's written a couple of books. It's ended up being the coolest thing. So he and I are going to go have dinner next time I'm in Chicago because
Yeah.
he ended up being a really cool guy too. So
Cool, cool, cool. Yeah, I mean, I think the other question of it is that kind of sits on it is how how much has how many year well, let me try to figure out how to frame this.
sure.
Um how many years have you gone to Fretboard Summit
4.
for? How has it evolved over those 4 years?
So the thing about Fretboard Summit and evolution. So the very first year was accidental. I didn't mean to go to Fretboard Summit. It
Mm-hmm.
was 2021, and Kelly and I were going to Chicago to hang out with Scott from the Effects Loop and go see Ariel Posen.
Right.
It was just like a me and Kelly getting away vacation thing. We're gonna go see Ariel Posen at Shuba's in Chicago. I love Chicago. I will move to Chicago one day. That's it's gonna happen.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I don't know when, don't know how, but it's gonna happen. It happened to be the same week as Fretboard Summit. I did not realize that when we
Gotcha.
went to Chicago. And so Barry from Grez Guitars, you know, Mendocino behind me, actually, I had ordered that guitar
Mm-hmm.
actually. And Barry and I had just been talking since he'd been on the podcast, and um we become friends. And so he said, "Hey, if you're going to be in Chicago that weekend anyway, I get a guest list. I can put you on a guest list for my brand for my table. So you can come." I was like, "Well, it's like me and Kelly. It's like a couples. They like I didn't want to steal time from Kelly
Right.
to do that, but but Kelly was like, "Hey, if you want to go Saturday morning and let me sleep in and be really slow about getting ready to go do anything,
Mm-hmm.
you can go there for the morning." And so that's what I did. And I had so much fun in the 4 hours I got to spend at Fretboard Summit on that morning that I refused to miss it ever again. So I
Right.
can't tell you about it then, but over the years, it's just getting to know all these builders because it's not just big builders. Like, don't get
Yeah.
me wrong, Yamaha's there, Martin is there, Collings is there, Taylor is there.
Hmm.
Um, Andy Powers was just walking around, just being a
Yeah.
dude who loves
It
guitar. You know what I
it's
mean?
it seems like so they did Fretboard Summit. So Ryan went, I think it was the 2016 version when it
Yeah,
was in San Diego. Emily was doing some stuff with them, with Jason. I think she may have been writing for
possibly.
Fretboard Journal at that time or something. I don't really remember. But I think it was the 2016 one. And so I think at that point, because it was so early on and it was such a new thing that it was really relying on Jason's like personal contacts.
Yeah,
Whereas it seems like and like people had written about in Fretboard Journal and whatever. Whereas it seems like it's evolved a lot where it's becoming more of like people reaching out to him and saying, "Hey, how do I become part of your event?"
100%.
So I've been because I had this conversation with Ryan the other day, and he's like, "Well, I did when I did Fretboard Journal or Fretboard Summit when it was here, it was just like very hoity-toity acoustic guys," and I'm just like, "That's not what I'm seeing from the pictures coming back."
No,
It
hold on.
seems like it's a lot of now. Maybe
There's
it's a
still a
lot
lot
of
of
like
that. There's still
classroom
Yeah. It
kind of
so
things,
think
but
of it like a conference. Like they've got 2 or 3 concurrent sessions on like the evolution of guitar building
right,
or da 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 da. Da. Like those are great. And I went to a funk workshop with
yeah,
Charlie Hunter where I sat 10 feet from Charlie Hunter while he's explaining how he plays funk rhythms on like the crazy
mhm,
instrument he plays, right?
yeah,
And then not only that, he's just wandering around. I sat and chatted with Charlie Hunter. Like that's a thing I never thought
yeah,
would happen. Hoping to get him on the podcast. We'll see. He has my card. Charlie, call me. Um, but it's really grown. It is still a lot of hoity-toity
yeah.
acoustic.
Oh,
But
go ahead.
so those early couple, one was in Chicago, one was in San Diego, but the last four have been in Chicago at the Old Town School of Folk Music. And I think
Mhm,
that's the home moving forward because it makes sense.
yeah,
Also, Old
yeah,
Town has someone on staff that they devote to planning it. So,
gotcha.
which is good because it takes a lot off of Jason to try to plan it.
For sure, for sure.
But like they plan amazing concerts every night that's
Mhm,
there if you get the 3-day pass. They've got these exhibit halls with crazy builders like Motander Guitars is there. Justin
yeah,
and Scott are there doing their crazy, crazy stuff that they do. That's so cool. But they've also got Yamaha, like I said, and Martin and Taylor and Bourgeois is there and Collings. Collings doesn't bring like you can sell on site, right? It's not like
mhm.
NAM. You can sell everything, almost everything there is for sale. Except like Collings, they don't bring things for sale. They bring all their prototypes. They
Oh,
bring
that's
all the
cool.
experimental stuff they're doing just for people to play it and try it. And it's an opportunity. Like Charlie Hunter is playing this set, not on his instrument, but a borrowed prototype from Colin because they want to see it in action.
Yeah,
Right. And that's what Fretboard Summit is. It's a bunch of people making friends in the industry with other players and builders. And it is you remember the Guitar House, the NAMM House vibe where we're all just friends and we hang out and we still have the
yeah,
chat?
yeah.
It's that, but with 400 people.
How do you think? Because I haven't. Let me punch it in. Like, what does content creation look like at Fretboard Summit?
So Rhett was there. Rhett was doing some content creation. You'll see some things coming out from that. Um, Emily did a bunch of content creation there, like short videos, like she does
Right.
her
She did
comparison things.
her question and answer.
Those, it can be as much as you want it to be. Now, remember, most of the people here are small bougie builders.
Right.
But like Chase Bliss is there. JHS is normally there. Obviously, Josh
Hmm.
Scott was not there this year,
Hmm.
obviously. Now he was not planning to attend before the accident because he's
Right.
doing a thing where he's not traveling as much for a year. But he normally hosts a thing there, and I guarantee he'll be there. I can't guarantee. I'm pretty sure he'll be there next year.
Hmm.
Um, Sean from Edge of Breakup was there, and I go and like even Jason asked me, so what are you going to do? A whole bunch of content creation? I was like, no, I'm here for fun. I'm here
Right.
because I love being here, and I make great connections. I've got some episodes coming up that are going to be because of people I met there. And
Yeah.
so you get as much of like stereotypical bluegrass and jazz guys as you get the experimental builders and the crazy weird stuff people are building. I got to play the Lost and Found there for the first time
Oh, sick.
from Chase Bliss. I
Was
ordered,
Chase Bliss there?
yeah, Chase Bliss
Oh,
is there the last
cool.
3 years. So I got to
Yeah.
hang out with
So
Courtney and Dan from Chase Bliss.
yeah, I
So,
see Caroline was there.
oh yeah, yeah. Philippe was
Cusack
there.
is
Wait,
there.
wait. Philippe was there with his prototype guitars he's building with Shock the Fox.
Oh, not yeah. I saw stuff going up. I wasn't really sure what exactly was going on there.
Yeah.
So
That's what that is. And I feel like Fretboard Summit has killed the conversation, y'all. No more questions coming.
I
Y'all
know, right?
put some stuff in the chat. What you got?
But yeah, so I was talking to Ryan about it, and it's just kind of that thing of like trying to figure out what exactly, uh, what is the intrinsic. It sucks to have to look at everything as like what's the intrinsic benefit of a event or whatever, but
Yeah.
that is kind of the trade-off is Fretboard Summit is let's see, Fretboard Summit 2025 is a $400 ticket.
Yeah.
Then you're looking at what, like four days Airbnb. So that's probably, I don't know how much that is in Chicago
My Airbnb was less than $400 for 4 days.
for 4 days.
Yeah.
So
So
maybe not that bad. And then your flight, which is however much a flight to Chicago. So
yeah.
it's still looking at like $1,500 probably somewhere
Yeah,
in that,
it's and like
you
don't get
know,
me wrong, the people who are there because they love it. I hosted a panel last year and I paid
right.
full admission price to be
Yeah.
there. I didn't get a
Um,
discount because I hosted anything.
but then I also know like flying to Germany, that's not cheap either.
No.
And I don't think, but like we did that all this year fueled by Patreon. Like Ryan
Mhm.
didn't try to go get a sponsor or anything because he just kind of wanted to go out and see what happens.
Yeah.
Basically make the, like he kind of went in with more of a blank slate, I think, and kind of made the content that seemed interesting at the time versus like having a plan. So, you know, um, I don't know. That's just kind of where that's at. I
Yeah.
think, with those two events being at the same time this year. Um, but yeah, Jeremy Hutchinson saw Bach on Thursday. The bass player not playing. I'm not.
I'm not
I
following
don't
that.
understand what this question is. Hey,
Me either.
Earl.
Jeremy, rephrase. Let us help. Um oh, Saul Bach, whoever that is, on Thursday, the bass player was not playing and playing a backing track instead. Is this common? Not extremely, but I've heard of stories. So I once had a conversation. This is long before I did any guitar YouTube, any podcast, any of that. I was working at Blue Oyster Cult. That
Oh,
might be it.
Blue Oyster Cult.
Thank
Okay.
you. There was I was still working at Ground Zero, the blues club, and we had this guy come through who used to work for the Record Plant, which is a
Mhm.
huge recording studio. They had mobile trucks and everything, and they were recording this festival.
Right.
And there was a band,
Mhm.
very famous. Like if I say it, you will instantly know who they are.
Yeah.
I won't. Do I wait? Do I put them on blast? Do I put them on? Sure, I'll put it on blast. So this truck does this thing where they live record all the festival and then, for future uses, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Apparently the road manager for this band came to the recording truck and was like, "Don't screw this up, like the tracks, because they played to
Mhm.
tracks." Now this
Right.
is long before it was normalized, and it was White Zombie,
Mm.
and everyone in White Zombie was miming except the bassist.
Yeah.
Only
I
the
don't.
bass player was live.
I guess the question I would have is, Jeremy says it was really frustrating. He obviously could play. He was too messed up. Yeah. So the bass player's there, but then there's also a bass back. Like that's confusing to me.
Yeah.
I've seen bands live where they've like I saw when I saw Copeland at the glass door like 2-3 years ago.
Mhm.
I think it was 2 years ago. Um, they were just doing like a 3 guitar setup, so their
Yeah.
bass was all backing tracks.
Mm.
Um, when I was, back before I stopped playing in church, I was when we had a guitar player, I was the bass player. And then for a while they were using the guitar tracks and I would still stay on bass. And then they had me move to guitar because it was more like about what people would process visually better.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
and what was like more would be more dynamic in the space from like a production standpoint. So it's like, okay, well, a improvised, guitar riff in in like the instrumental bridge is going to sound cooler than an improvised bass
Yes.
solo in a instrumental bridge. So I was playing guitar instead of bass. But for a large band, like to me, it's like if you're on stage, if you have the instrument on stage, my expectation is that, like in this case, if you have a bass player on stage, then what you hear out of the speakers would be the bass. I don't know. It's
Yeah.
very,
To Michael Krause's point, because Rob Zombie does sing live, I'll tell you, Michael, that gig he did not. That
yeah,
gig, the vocals were also a track. I don't know if maybe that was a one-off, something was up and they needed to do tracks for some reason, and we're talking the 90s here. We're not
yeah,
talking
yeah.
recent. That was in the 90s.
So in that case, it's like, is it even track? Did they have the multi-track thing back then,
I don't know,
or
man.
were they
I don't
just
know.
was the track the entire mix?
Right. I
You know,
That's a great question. Just minus bass.
Yeah, because now the way everything is done, digital with digital back. I don't have you done digital backing tracks before?
Mm-mm. Well, I
So
did in church. I've done it in some
yeah, I was
church
gonna say,
gigs.
so in like at least in the church environment, everything, all of the stems are separated out. Stems, I think is the term.
Yeah.
All of your tracks are separated out into different channels.
Yeah, so you
So
can mute or not mute depending on
yeah.
what you need.
So even actually for my ear mix, I would take the our actual vocal.
Mhm.
Um, I would take the guy that goes, it's actually funny, going all the way back to the beginning. There have been these things pop up on Instagram of like, here's what's really in Taylor Swift's in-ears
Yeah.
during the Eras tour. And it's just like it's like in a strummy acoustic guitar and this like, I can't even do, but it's like the dun 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 dun
Yep.
dun, and that's it. And people are like, how does she know what's going on? I was like, that's all you need.
Yep.
So literally in my ear, I would have click, I would have the whatever the simplest guitar part was, and I would have vocals when I was
Yep.
playing bass.
Yeah.
And actually even when I was playing guitar, and actually and then I would have our drummer, like I would have the drummer in there, but our drummer, I'd have the click loud enough that it would be clear when our drummer wasn't playing.
Mhm.
Um, but yeah. So there's that whole thing where you can kind of like mix your own, and that's in a modern click track setting, but I don't, because that's all like digital, it's all being done over with computers and stuff, but I wouldn't think
It's yeah, I don't
that
know.
computers were there
But apparently they were.
in the
Apparently it's
90s.
not even that old because if you think early 2000s was the who's the Jessica Simpson little sister?
Ashley Simpson.
Ashley Simpson debacle on Saturday Night Live.
Well, they've had like
Yeah.
individualized backing tracks, but for it to be, yeah, I don't know.
Um
What year was that? Like 2005,
Yeah, it was
2004?
pretty mid early 2000s. Michael Krause, Alanis recently lip syncing. I will say go listen to her set at Glastonbury. She's not lip syncing and still
It's that
nailing it.
bad?
No, she was nailing it. But
Uh,
that gig, that's the other thing is these performers are so pressured to tour and to
yeah,
perform that the human body and the human voice aren't meant to go through this kind of uh trauma
yeah,
constantly. So there's got to be some give somewhere at some point. Milli Vanilli was purely lip syncing. That's different. They didn't even sing on the record. That's a
Yeah.
totally different ball game.
I think there's so many performances, and you would think this wouldn't happen at like the biggest artists, but it's like they have the backing, like they're singing live, but the backing tracks are turned up so loud that it's really hard to differentiate between the track and the actual vocal.
Yeah.
And so you really have to listen for like the quiet parts and the talking parts and how that voice transitions.
Or the breathing. You can like
Yeah.
like Michael Jackson, you knew he wasn't lip syncing because you could hear him out of breath from all the dancing.
Yeah. Yeah. So like Andrew, this is actually, I was actually thinking of Doja Cat when I was saying that is and you see that a lot more with, especially with the like the artists that are kind of like in this rap hip hop and singing space, where it's like the singing is more live and then they're dancing on top of it too.
Right.
Like it's this whole thing. Um I this cracked me up. Progress pedals. I'm lip syncing right now on this park bench. Um, have you played yours? When's your demo coming out, Phillip?
Wait, what?
When's your
Oh,
progress pedals
I
demo
have
coming out?
played it. It is my favorite DoD circuit I've ever played. Sorry,
Mhm.
50-50. But I demos are definitely one of those things that it's if I can find some time.
Right.
I've got tracks recorded and I need to do some video for look, the guitar I've already given away. Rick, the guy
Mhm.
who won it, thank you for being so patient. It goes out tomorrow finally. But I just I gave that guitar away August 1st. I just now got the stuff recorded on Friday. Like that's just I'm backlogged and I don't have time because my job is keeping me real busy. So I'm hoping to get something out this month for it. So
Yeah, Jeremy, you gotta learn how to do that. You should know better.
yeah, you can't go taking your hands off the instrument when you know the recording is going.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to my Dad 250. I'm waiting for Ryan's got a backlog of small builder demos, and so that's
I
on there.
know he's kind of falling behind, hasn't he?
So well,
Oh,
Germany was like a 10 I was like a 2-week time kill, and
yeah.
then we recorded one episode. We like barely got through it. So we were supposed to do 2 and we only did 1 because it's still in like jet lag city, and then that jet lag turned into actual illness. So I'm actually recording tomorrow's podcast episode with Ryan in about 5 hours.
Oh wow. Are y'all gonna do it remotely?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
The on the lip syncing thing though, real quick, one of my favorite lip syncing is Alan Jackson on I think it's the
Oh,
CMAs
yeah.
where they told him to okay, y'all are gonna be on, but everything is synced. You're not actually playing live. And they were like, this is stupid. So he told the drummer not to take any sticks on stage. So the drummer's out there playing with no sticks the entire time. He was told not to take them just so everybody would know this is synced.
It was the I think it was the 1994 ACMs.
I was 13 years old.
So that was ACM is what, the Academy of Country Music?
Yeah. That's what I think became the CMAs.
Gotcha. No, they still
Are they
the
still
ACMs.
Why
does country music need so many freaking awards?
So many associations.
Yeah, not to be confused. The Academy of Country Music Awards, not to be confused with the Country Music Association Awards.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they've been running basically continuously since 1972.
Oh.
The CMAs have been running since 1968.
Oh.
But yeah, I actually had that pop up on my feed recently, and one of the things that was also discussed is that like his keys player is doing like a Stevie Wonder impression the entire time.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah, Nirvana, I forget which of the late night shows they did like a protest performance. I think I forget what all they did, but yeah, it was the same kind of a thing, like an intentionally bad. One of the famous ones is I think Michelle Phillips ate a banana when the Mamas and the Papas performed on, I want to say, Ed Sullivan.
Oh,
It might have not been Ed Sullivan because I'm not sure if they I forget how long the Ed Sullivan show ran, so that show might have actually been off the air. No, it was still on the air, so it may have been Ed Sullivan. But yeah, she like ate a banana because they wanted them to sing the track. So she's like, fine, like if you don't actually need me to sing,
I'm
then
not
I'm
gonna
gonna
sing.
eat a banana during the middle of
I love it.
during the thing.
I love it.
So
I think it's the way it should be. Also, Michael Krause a while back. Can we please get Vince Neil to lip sync, please? Yes, please, please stop making Vince Neil sing live. Please stop making that happen. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and throw that in there for Axl Rose too. Please let them look. If you want to go see / play guitar, that's awesome. We should not have to be tortured with Axl Rose while we're doing it.
Right. I watched the clip that was like a fake out in, I think it was in South Korea, of Slash playing with Michael Jackson and
Oh,
doing like an intentionally long guitar solo. And they had a whole thing played out where like Michael Jackson, he's like dancing across the stage and going back and forth, and then he comes back over and he's like, what, like trying to get him, he's like yelling at him like, you need to stop, and Slash just looks at him and is like, just keeps going.
nah.
Then eventually they go and like pull his like the stage hands come on and like trace his cable and like pull it out of the amp or something.
Oh my gosh. I've
Yeah.
not seen that, but I'm going to find it now.
Yeah. Michael says a French a cappella group singing the national anthem at Fenway. They made them lip sync. They even went out for the check 1-2 and tap. I do hear that that's more. I know that's more common for live event.
Have you ever
at these stadiums and stuff?
have you ever had to sing in a stadium of any size?
No.
I have. And let me tell you that the delay between you singing and it coming back to your ears makes it almost impossible to do live. The people who do it, of course, now with in-ear technology, it's easier now. But when I did it in the early 2000s, I did live with a group. We pulled it off, but it was not our best performance ever.
Sure.
Just a vocal national anthem, right? And I've had other friends who have done it. It's incredibly hard because you're having to ignore the sound of your own voice that's coming at you 1 to 2 seconds after you sang it.
Mm-hmm.
Like, we're not talking milliseconds here. We're talking full seconds. So it is better to sync in those situations.
Yeah.
Let me just be honest. I won't ever fault stadium performances for syncing for those kinds of things.
It's kind of that is, Michael says it's cool that Track I Mastered was played at Fenway.
Nice.
That's fun. It is it's almost something that's like because of what we expect, I guess, or because these stadiums are so big, doing a performance in those spaces is just nuts. I mean, anything where you tweak the size and the space,
I don't like
playing an indoor versus an outdoor gig, just not even from the challenges of everything else, but just the fact that there's no back wall.
Yep.
There's nothing behind the people to bounce
so much
your sound back to you.
Full. It's hard to sound full.
Yeah, it just sounds empty. It's weird.
Yeah, it is. It's extremely weird. You know who doesn't lip sync live though? Taylor Swift.
Yeah, we know.
Just to bring it around back a little bit.
I mean, even some of those, there's definitely some cranked backing tracks on some of them.
Well, yeah, but she's also got a killer live band, and that you never see, unfortunately. But
Who's in her band right now? Anyone of
I,
note?
if they are, I haven't looked it up to see. I don't know who's in her band now. Obviously, we have the mutual friend Brian Nutter, who used to play for Taylor back in the day.
Yeah.
Let's see. Let's look up band members. Who's playing guitar mostly? That's what we want to know, right?
Yeah.
Paul Sadati and
Yeah.
Mike Meadows.
No idea who those people are.
Me either. Paul
But
Sadoti is he's has played with Gary Lewis. He's also played with the Raspberries, not to be confused with the Cranberries.
you're right. Yeah.
Yeah, this is like the biggest thing he's done is playing with Taylor Swift.
Apparently Foreigner has offered to play their the Swift Kelsey wedding, which I guess makes sense since Foreigner writes songs about, you know, trying to hook up with underage or being concerned with hooking up with underage girls. Oh, that's Foreigner, hot-blooded.
Yeah, it's true. That song, we talked about that before already.
We did last time.
Wait, isn't Taylor older than Travis Kelsey?
Yeah. No,
Okay.
I don't think so.
I don't think so either. As we both Google it, she's 35.
Yeah, he's a couple.
He's also 35.
He's a couple months older than she
Yeah.
is.
How many times do we have to say Taylor Swift to hit the algorithm? That's what I'm wondering. We didn't decide that.
I don't think we're gonna hit it. Let's see. There have been some astoundingly good live recordings from Art Frank. Yeah, so that is a thing. Is live music broadcasting too? You know, people always talk about like, oh, how SNL. I don't understand how SNL has never sounded good.
It never has. SNL has never sounded good. I don't care what anybody says. How does SNL not sound good? But other things like, I get that they get to do some post processing, but like Scary Pockets sounds so good.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Like they also record all this live. They get to do a little post processing.
Yeah,
but I don't know.
It's the mix it's the real time mix. Okay, yeah. MJD says artists specialize in classical music, so they know how to record live.
Oh, that
hey,
tracks. Okay, that tracks.
Backing up a little bit, Jeremy says, I got my buddy into playing bass.
Ooh.
He's getting frustrated. Anyone have any tips? Yeah, I think
what's he getting frustrated at? That's the bigger question for me. What's the frustration?
Maybe my guess is like, I think learning bass when you're playing by yourself can be hard. Because bass is like, especially starting out, like bass is not a self-entertaining instrument, whereas guitar is like, I think is a very self-entertaining instrument.
Because you get more harmony, you can do leads, and you can do stuff that you could do on bass, but they're not as satisfying in that register. I mean, I have the two basses behind me. Ask me the last time I took those off the wall to play them.
When's the last time you took those off the wall to play?
I don't know. Because the last time I played them was when I needed to record bass for a track. I don't sit around and play bass for fun.
Right. I do sometimes.
Well, yeah.
I was running bass through Whammy yesterday.
Oh, nice.
That was fun.
I almost sent you a reverb listing of a mono neon signature bass so that you could you go with your Whammy.
Is that Fender makes that?
I think so. I think it was on reverb.
Yeah, the Fender mono neon Jazz V.
Yeah.
I think I played one of those at some event at some point, like just
Jazz 5. Jazz 5.
Jazz V.
Jazz 5.
V for Vendetta.
5 for 5, the number.
5 for fighting. Jeremy says, I think he expected to get better now. By now, he's been. I mean, he
needs to play with people.
That's just the curve, and I think you definitely. I feel worse at both guitar and somebody actually commented, very nice. They went back to, they were watching old 60 cycle hum videos, and they watched our demo of the PRS Starla, I think.
Oh yeah.
I think that's what model it was from 10 years ago, 9-10 years ago. And the guy commented like, your playing here is a lot better than you make it seem like it is on the podcast. And I watched some of it and I just thought like, I don't know if I can play like that anymore. And it's like pretty simple but like tasteful playing. I think in some ways, again, like this uh the dissatisfaction of YouTube, maybe, where um where you see so much high quality playing and like niche playing that sometimes I think it kind of gets in your head
Yeah.
as also being in this content space of like what you need to do to like be good and make a good video or whatever. So sometimes I'm just like plugging things in and really, and Ryan's talked about this to an extent too. It's like where his best playing comes at 2 a.m.
Oh yeah.
When he's just plugged into like the Fender Micro Mustang or whatever, that like the Mustang plug-in thing. But how do you record that? So, there's ways
Yeah.
to record it, like, but it's a whole rig. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah. It's a whole
as
setup,
soon
the
as
whole thing.
you're plugged into a recording device, it changes everything.
Red light fever, man.
MJD, we're talking about playing with ourselves and not with other people. Sometimes but like you don't get better at it unless you play with other people. So
It's one of those things where I'm going to go back to the question about the frustration though, and he needs to play with other people.
yeah,
Like he's not going to progress as a bassist until he's playing with other people.
oh, this is a good chat. Yeah, it's like or else ellipsis says one of the first songs I learned on bass was Please Do Not Go by Violent Femmes. I think there's a lot of songs like that where it's like a lot of songs like that where you just need to find the fun songs. They don't necessarily need to be like complicated bass parts, anything, fancy or whatever. It's just like
Right.
a song that you enjoy that you can play along to.
100%. That's it. It doesn't have to be. And like for me, when I started learning bass, I was playing blues bass lines. So there's a lot of walking
Mhm.
parts in those. And that's a lot of fun rather than, I'm just going to pick up once again, we never play on this live stream, instead of playing like, instead with blues, you're going, it's a lot more fun than just sitting around playing root notes the whole time, right? Although root notes can be real rad. They can be real fun.
Yeah. There's a lot you can do with it. Michael Krause says that you could find tracks with bass removed. If you can find that, that can be a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this is the thing. Like Greg says, like playing with other people makes you focus and plow forward. I think the other thing is playing with other people means you're in a structure.
Oh yeah, definitely.
Versus ad-libbing a structure. And so this is kind of like, I don't like playing, this is going to sound, I don't know how to word this. Like, I don't like trying to come up with chord progressions.
Oh yeah.
So in the bands that I was in, or the environments I was in where I was playing, and this is really like, depending on what you're doing, in like church environments and how like true to record you're trying to be. Some churches are very like, gotta be true to record. It's a whole production and it's kind of gross.
Yeah, if they want that, I'm not playing there.
But I think the flip side of that is like the environments that I played in, it was like, we just want you to play a part that works for the space.
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't need to be, nobody who's showing up is saying like, well, this guy didn't play it like the way that the recording sounds, whatever. Like, who cares? So that gave me a lot of freedom to work with playing things that I thought were fun, but the structure exists. Like I've got
Right.
a chart that has all of the chords laid out and everything. So there's a structure there, and I didn't have to think about like, well, how do I make this thing interesting? Because you know the well, I could think about what will make this interesting for me as a player, but I didn't have to think about like, oh, this, the second stanza of the verse, or the second whatever it's called movement of verse 2 is going to have a seventh chord at the end instead of resolving to tonic, um just to give it like a little extra flair, because somebody already did that. And
Yeah.
then that gives me the freedom as a bass player to be like, okay, so do I want to play the root there, or do I want to play the seventh? And like, how do I want to do that? And then so that's the fun. That was the fun for me. And even back in like when I was playing in bands with Ryan, like Ryan was the songwriter, and he would come in with this generalized structure, and then I could just kind of push to rearrange things, or say like, okay, this is the bass part that I think would be cool for the vibe that you're setting,
Yeah. And
and just go from there.
I that's a lot of fun. The writing process can be really fun for everybody involved, because I'm a person who doesn't do very well if you just start me with a blank page either. I'm just like, don't give me a blank page to work from.
Yeah.
Let's find some basic like structure to start, and then we can embellish from there. Um well, Jeremy, with no drummer, at least there are options for that. You can fill in with, a drum machine or
Mm-hmm.
something like Easy Drummer or something like Create a Track, and then just kind of play along. And then what's even better than that, you never have to worry about the drummer screwing up. Like the drummer dropping time or deciding, the chorus is a great time for a halftime fill or something like that.
Yeah. Studio Q says, so hard to find others to play with these days. Everyone's so worried about their gear and skill. Um, I I saw something recently. I don't remember who it was, but somebody I know posted a video where it was just a bunch of guitar players in a room, and it reminded me of, like, I never went to one, but I always heard about these like VFW blues nights,
Oh yeah, dude.
and they even had them in San Diego that were just like meet up, and it was supposed to be like half blues jam, half uh good what's the swap meet.
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah.
you know People would show up with like gear they wanted to sell and whatever, but also people just hanging out and having fun, and they dedicate a couple hours to like an open mic blues jam situation, and presumably they locked in a drummer who would just hold it down the entire time, and then guys would just I have no idea how it worked, but I feel like I don't hear about those anymore.
I used
um
to I used to host a blues jam, not a VFW one. There was no swap meet element either.
right.
But I used to host a blues jam, and what it comes down to is your band, if you're bassist and drummer, specifically the rhythm section, and me as a guitar player, a lot of times
Mhm.
you're not going to always know the song somebody wants to play. If, as long as they can communicate the
Right.
structure, because most blues is pretty, um, pretty repetitive, which is fine. It's why it makes such a great vehicle for jam nights, right? You don't have to know, oh, there's this weird outro, and hey, in the middle 8, we're gonna change key and do this. And no, there's none of that.
Mhm.
So it was like, hey, can you sing the first couple of lyrics to me? Can you give me the rough, like, are there any deviations from 12 bar blues? And usually those can be communicated pretty quickly. Um,
Right.
and so our band we'd be able to play just about anything anybody wanted us to play. And so that was the way it worked. And the drummer and bassist listen above all
Mhm.
else.
Mhm.
But mainly because the drummer and bassist I used to gig with, they performed with an old school, blues guy in his 60s or 70s, who form was kind of a loose abstract for him.
Mm.
Like he'd play 12 bar blues, but sometimes those were 13 and 14 bar choruses, and they
Right.
just had to listen for when he was going to change and had to follow him. And so they were really great for jam nights. So that's how those kind of jam nights work.
Yeah. Mark, MJD says, how do you mean not know the song? It's blues, A, E, D, or G.
Man, no, only if you're a guitar player. You get a singer or some horn player, you got B flat, E flat, and F. You also need to better be able to play in
Yeah. Any guys
an
that
A flat.
I need to. I haven't watched enough Neely based stuff. I've watched some of it, not nearly
He
enough.
is a theory mastermind.
Yeah.
He breaks my
Um,
brain.
I know I'm looking at. I'm not seeing it. In fact, this website looks like it just hasn't been updated. There was one year when I first moved to where I live,
Mhm.
the mall, there's like strip mall. Well, they call it a marketplace. It's I don't know what you call it. It's like a giant strip mall. It's got
Yeah,
a
yeah.
Target and a Best Buy and a Lowe's and all that stuff. But they had an area where they were doing live music um, during the summer only. But
Oh,
I've only remember it from that first summer. I remember because I was driving by and uh, I think I was just driving by and I could hear somebody playing. Man, what song is it? It might have been like Purple Haze or something like that, or um, and I looked over and it's like, oh, there was like a live band in this food seating area.
huh.
But as far as I know, like I haven't seen anything like that. As far as I'm aware, basically the music scene in Menifee does not exist. So
Yeah. See, the music scene here, despite being a college town, isn't really great.
yeah,
Um, but I came from a place where there's live in a tiny town of 13,000 people. There's somewhere to go see live music every night of the week.
yeah. Which isn't there's places that do I should say there are places that do um like they'll bring in musicians for music.
Mm-hmm.
What the hell? That just sounded like I had a stroke. Um, they'll bring in like, oh, we have this guy who's going to play covers during dinner service, kind of a thing.
Yep.
But they don't really have like I don't think there's an actual music venue in the town that 100,000 person town. I don't think there's a music
Really?
venue. Um,
Wow.
besides, like I said, people playing like a coffee shop,
Right.
raw coffee shop music during dinner service, kind of a thing. So, hey, Jacob
Let's
McDougald, what's up?
Yeah, Jacob's right. When you play show choirs, you absolutely better be able to play in a bunch of keys.
Yeah. Um, now that isn't to say so like the premier venue, I guess, but I say that for like rock music or whatever is a brewery in Murrieta that does like every Friday night they do a all it seems like almost every Friday night there's they have live music.
How far is Temecula from you?
Like 20 miles.
Okay. They've got a venue that does live blues and jazz.
Which is do you know what it's called? I
The
feel like I should.
Vibe.
That is not the place I was thinking of. Yeah, Temecula's got a couple places, but again, I don't know how they book that out.
Yeah.
Um, not that I would do it, but I don't know what that to do unforgettable.
Let's see. Tonight, 1969, the tribute actually today is playing. And
Yeah,
then September 11th, Thursday, there is a Illusion, a Stevie Nicks tribute band.
yeah, it looks like a lot of tribute
Yeah, it
type
does.
things. Which again, so it's like, is this when they say live music? I don't know what this venue is. It used to be Old Town Blues Club. Apparently, that's
Okay.
what it used to be called. They changed their name. I don't know
Uh,
if it's like just a bar. I'm looking through the pictures. It
it
looks like
looks like
it's
it's just a
like
bar that also has a stage.
um. So, I mean, that is a thing. Everyone's sitting at high tables.
Yep,
Can you put a capo on bass? I
I
mean,
have. I know you
can.
can. I don't know if you should.
Michael Hennessy wants to know if everyone is hidden. It depends on what
No,
channel
Michael, you're
you're on.
probably watching on the 40-watt channel. Most people are over on the 60 cycle hum channel. Thank you for watching on 40-watt. I appreciate it.
Yeah, this says the Vibe is a full bar premier live music venue located in Old Town Temecula. Um, the place I was thinking of in Temecula that I thought you were gonna name.
Yeah.
What the hell is it called? It's like cowboy
Ooh,
something.
I already hate it.
Let me see if I can find it. But again, I know it's another. Well, we have Pachanga, which is a casino, but it's
No,
like
no,
you got no,
no, no.
like
I
that's
hate
the scene out
casino
here.
gigs. I hate them.
I need to find a map. Google.
While you're doing that, Senor Frodo, is it really that cringy to bring a guitar during a family reunion? It depends. Are you the only one bringing a guitar? If yes, then yes. If other people bring instruments and it's a family thing, no, that is not cringy. It's actually cool. Do that.
I think there's a question that you have to ask yourself
Mm-hmm.
when you do that, and the question you have to ask yourself is, the place I'm thinking of, I think is called Texas Lil's,
Okay.
which is actually it's a restaurant, but I think they bring in bands. I could be wrong. The issue, Sir Frodo, Senor Frodo, is that if you're like most of us,
Mm-hmm.
you picked up the guitar to like attract women, or the opposite sex in general, or whatever your sexual preference is, like to attract those people to you. I'm not sure how that works in a family reunion. Alabama family reunion, maybe. But
Yeah. I mean, that might fly in the Ozarks of Arkansas, but
sorry, I had to make that joke.
it's okay.
Uh,
I being in Mississippi, I appreciate that you picked Alabama.
I
So
know what I'm doing.
so I'm gonna go back to a couple of these here. Um, uh,
Wherever we
never
want to
tried the
go.
collar bass trim. Uh, Jacob, because trim on bass isn't good. That's why it never caught on.
Yeah.
Y'all's live music pet peeves. Steve, what's your biggest, or just one? What's your biggest pet peeve for live music?
I'm trying to think. I don't know. I'm going in between guitarists who have no mids
Mm.
or incompetent sound people, because those I feel like kind of go hand in hand. But
Yeah, they can. Um, what's my live musical pet
the
peeve?
snarks thing doesn't bother me at all. Do what you need to do.
It's annoying, but it's not enough for me to care that much. I wouldn't do it. I take it off and only put it on when I need to tune. I don't leave it on there. But I also just use pedal tuners when I can. Um, do I have a serious pet peeve? I I don't have a lot of like hardcore. I just like knowing that people are still playing music live, even if it's
Mhm.
covers, even if they're playing songs that don't need another cover of them. I'm looking at you, Hallelujah by Leonard Cohen. Um, I I also cover that song live acoustically when I do acoustic gigs. Whatever, don't care. Just play music. So yeah, I guess I don't have any major ones. Um,
Yeah, A Cyprium says crowd work. That is a pretty pretty
yeah,
good one.
if they can be cringy, crowd work.
Rather bad crowd
That's
work.
it. That's
I
it.
mean,
Bad crowd work. My sister, one of the best songwriters, best guitarists I know, great, incredible singer. She was so cringy
oh,
with her conversation.
this is a good one. Progress Pedal says mine is talking to friends from stage after the set. Yeah, your set's done. Get off the stage, clear stuff out. Like that is one thing that we pushed when Ryan and I the when we were in a band called Your Favorite Band,
Mhm.
um was like getting on and off the stage as fast as possible. And we would like, to the extent where like when a band like the band ahead of us would finish, we would just stand there on the side of the stage like just staring at them like, yeah, we're waiting on you. Everyone's waiting on you. And
I
you know,
see.
guys trying to pack up all their stuff. It's like, you don't need to pack up on stage. Just get it off the stage and pack off in the staging and pack up in the staging area. Like, just get your stuff off the stage.
That doesn't bother me as much because most of the gigs I've played, we're the only band for the whole night. So I'm not rushing to get off so somebody else can get on.
I mean, yeah, that's different.
Melissa, I walk by the door at the best times. I don't know what she's referencing, but I
don't know
want to
what
find
said.
out later.
I already forgot.
Um,
Probably when I was talking about playing guitar at family reunion to pick up
oh
on.
yeah, that's got to be it. That's got to be it. I want to go back. How far back? Oh, Mark DeBrune. Around 1985, I was in a music store checking out a guitar with a friend, and this guy was playing Let's Play a Blues in A. Who plays blues in 1985? Stevie Ray Vaughan. That's who played blues in 1985.
Yeah.
So,
but were you just playing a blues in A?
I mean, jazz guys.
Yeah. My biggest pet peeve is the encore. Just take your break and come back and finish your set.
Okay.
Half the time the break is like 5 minutes anyway, and you're not doing anything. It's just a fake out. But it's not even a fake out anymore.
The fake encore thing is actually starting to become a peeve for me. Like, we know you're going to come back on, especially like big bands. We're like, oh, you didn't play your biggest hit. We know you're coming back.
Oh, yeah. So this is MJD. You know, I've seen bands where the singer takes the initiative to make the crowd like that's obnoxious.
Nah. You know what
I actually remember. I remember going to like a local show where somebody tried to do that, and people from the crowd started yelling like, "No, you're done!" Like, nobody cares,
dude. I used to blues gigs. People love to hear Mustang Sally, and I hate the song so much.
Mm-hmm.
So it would get requested. We would never play it unprompted. One, it's never on the set list. Two, we only play it if you tip us to play it. And what I used to do is once somebody requested it, a lot of times we played with 2 tip buckets at this one club we had because it was a big stage. So there were different sides of the stages. So I would take one tip bucket, empty it into the other. So I started with empty, and I would say, okay, this is the Mustang Sally bucket. If you want us to play it, you got to tip the band. And the quality of the version that you get is directly proportional to the amount of money that's in this bucket after this next song. So we'd play another song to give them a whole song to tip, put money in the bucket. Once we only got $5 in the bucket. Right, and I played the first verse and stopped. Like, we played one verse and dude, people love that song for reasons I can't understand. People ran to the stage to put more money in the bucket so they'd play the rest of the song.
Finish the song.
But only once ever did someone start putting money in the other bucket saying, this is to not play Mustang Sally.
Yeah.
We don't want to hear Mustang Sally.
And Jeremy,
bucket one.
Jeremy says, when the headlining band gives all the time to the opening acts and ends up with 30 minutes to play, Danzig, for example, apparently does this. I will say there's a thing where there needs to be more conversations, I think, between and in a case like Danzig, they're big enough to run their show the way they're going to run it. But I think at the local level, there needs to be more conversations, I think, between bands and venues or promoters or whatever. Well, the very first show I went to, the opening band had I think 40-minute set. They were a pop punk band. They had 6 or 7 songs. Basically, they played their entire set twice.
Oh,
because they had 20 minutes of music and they had a 40-minute set.
And
so they played through the entire thing, and they were like, what do you guys want to hear? Like, we got all this time. It's like, just get off the stage. Like, one of the people in the audience started yelling songs from other bands, like, do a cover of this song, do a cover of that. Oh, you know anything from these guys? And it was just kind of like awkward. It's like, yeah, dude, you play your 20 minutes, which is super cool. And that's great. And okay, you're done. Like, go
Yeah.
just give your time to the next. Now the problem is if the next band, sometimes the next band hasn't showed up yet.
Yeah.
But
They either haven't showed up yet, or they also have a 40-minute slot and only 20 minutes of music.
yeah,
So if they go on immediately, you're stuck with, 45 minutes after them of dead air.
right. Gonzo says being in Colorado, vocalists always commenting on the elevation.
Yeah, that's
Uh,
you know what, another thing that I'm guilty of too when I
or
play
that it's
covers
so
gigs,
dry.
is when people like change the song to say the name of the place they're in for the
Mm,
cheer.
hmm.
I'm like,
Yeah,
stop that. Stop it. Like we do
yeah.
Uptown Funk, and like it does help that we're in Mississippi and it says Jackson, Mississippi in the song. But like I'll change it to whatever town we're in. I've stopped doing that because I'm like, it's such a cheap thing to do. But people still like it. I'm just tired of doing it.
You should change everything in that song. You are probably the right age to make a Michelle Pfeiffer reference, so you can leave that one in there.
Yeah.
You should, instead of Chucks, you should change that to whatever shoes you happen to be wearing.
Oh no.
I definitely
I'm
know
also
you.
old enough for the Chucks reference
I
though.
also know that you're definitely not wearing Yves Saint Laurent, so
No, I am not.
you should switch that to whatever. Let's
No.
see what other references are in here.
Nope.
Uh,
It doesn't matter what you say. Nope.
Whoever your stretch limo driver is probably is not named Julio.
You don't
So
know that.
whoever drove you to the venue, you should change it to their name. And then instead of get the stretch, it should be like whatever hoopty ass piece of junk you drove
Yeah, but it's got to
there.
rhyme. The rhyming scheme, man.
Dude, it's rhyming check and stretch. It already doesn't rhyme.
Yeah, but my Rogue definitely doesn't rhyme at all.
I'm guessing you're not fill my cup, put some liquor in it is probably not what's happening at your shows. You probably get 2 drink tickets and you're paying you're giving the venue anything from that.
No, I bring my own bottle.
There you go.
Because a lot of venues don't even get bar tabs anymore, man.
Yeah.
It's stupid.
I kind of like this. MJD says Dua Lipa plays a song from a local artist in every country, and it feels like her PR team came up with that.
I mean, maybe they did, but that's good PR.
Yeah.
That's
I feel
just
like
good PR.
that's fun. And her music is so sample heavy. I mean, which is a point. Like Future Nostalgia, every song on that I think is a sample of some other song. Like that was the concept. Some song from like previous whatever. I don't have the list in my head, but I just know there's a ton of them. No, I don't know. I actually don't hate that one. Yeah, Sir Frodo says, back when I was in a band and we ran out of songs, the singer used to say out loud, someone requested a song we already played. And that's literally what this band was trying to do. Like, oh, are there any of our songs that we already played that you guys want to hear again? And it's like,
it's so bad. Now, if you're the background music at a restaurant, right? Like we used to do.
Yeah.
And we're playing 4 freaking hours. And you in the 4th hour, you wanted to play a song again you played in the 1st hour. That's probably fine because those people left. Like there's a whole new crowd in that 4th hour than there was in the 1st hour.
Yeah.
That's fine. But if you're playing a 20-minute set for a 40-minute slot, stretch your songs out. Maybe you need to talk between songs more.
Maybe you need to not take the gig.
Right. Don't take the gig.
All right. We're coming up on 1 hour or 2 hours,
2 hours.
rather. So I'm going to say, let's maybe take a question or two and then get out. Let's see. Dude, what? The Colts are up 17-0
Shut up.
on the
I'm not
Dolphins right
talking about it.
now.
We're not talking about it. We are
Ah,
not talking about it. Do
I
not
mean, it's
jinx this, Steve.
It's
Shut
bad
up.
for me because I've got Tyreek on one of my teams.
Oh, well, I do not care. Do not care. Shh, shh. They have the ball. So shh. It's not happening. We're not going to talk about it. I'm going to go get another beer and watch the second half and jinx all of it.
Some other updates from around the league. Tampa Bay leads Atlanta. This is a thing. For folks, never heard of that band. What genre do the Colts play? What's a genre that was really good 20 years ago that we all hate now? Is it new metal? Ska. I feel like I need a team. I don't have a team right now.
What?
If Snarky was here, he'd tell me that I should be a Lions fan, which automatically makes me want to not be a Lions fan.
Oh, I like the Lions.
The Jets are up 19-10 over the Steelers.
I have Garrett Wilson on my fantasy team.
Let's see. Will the Bengals ever be good again?
I hope not.
Mark says, should I watch the first hour and a half of this or not? Yeah, maybe.
I mean, it was fun, I think. Anyway. All right, give us a question, y'all. One final question. We're going to end on it. You can make it as serious or as goofy as you want.
The Bengals. Yes, the Bengals.
Let's see. Waiting for a good question or a bad question or any question. Steve, how many Fuzzent pedals do you have? 2. I have 6.
I have the Drat and I have the whatever the delay is called. I don't remember.
Man, I've been playing with the Sender V, Sender 5. I don't know which. And holy shit, it's fun.
Ska, fourth wave ska is really interesting actually, because I know you're saying third wave. Fourth wave ska is kind of happening right now, and a lot of the pop punk is going this way too, where it's like becoming exceptionally political, which I think is a lot of fun. Ska is the fourth wave of ska is very political.
Yeah, I like it. Then I'm here for it.
Let's see. I'm going to double back, but PV Course 400 for $75. Good. Yes. Go buy it right now.
Buy that now.
Jacob says, have you all spent much time with the Dad 250? I haven't received mine yet because it's in Ryan's garage.
We talked about this earlier. I have spent time with it. I love it, but I've not spent enough time with it yet.
Yeah. What new thing are you looking forward to? I don't even know what's happening right now.
Okay. Here we go. Mark Spurgeon, I will never keep politics out of my content because everything is political. Just gonna be real about it.
Don't even think I said anything.
You did.
It's like a pre-warning.
I don't know.
Just to say that music is political anyway.
Yeah, music, everything is political. Art is political.
Brightest guitar amp is either Hughes and Kettner because they have the neon lights, or Fender Twin Reverb. I do want to end on this one though.
Well, hold on before you end, what new thing are you looking for? Let's not gloss over that one. Is there anything coming out? Did you order a Lost and Found?
I did.
Are you looking forward to that?
I probably won't get mine until December because I ordered it on like the last day.
I ordered really close to the last day. I ordered during Fretboard Summit because I wanted to play it first. Unlike most Chase Bliss pedals I buy, I wanted to play it first before I ordered it, and I knew they'd be there. So
I ordered it during our last podcast session.
Oh, that's right.
Whatever that was.
Yeah, you did.
August 29th. So not quite the last day.
Yeah. Could Joe Bonamassa make a solo so boring even God could not listen to it? I'm pretty sure God stopped listening to everything Joe Bonamassa's recorded.
Joe Bonamassa commented on the video that RJ put together on Instagram.
Did he really?
Yeah. And he said that he met Mark in LA and they had a very polite and nice conversation.
Interesting.
So, and I forget what he said, like, oh, I don't really care what Mark thinks, but we had a good polite conversation or
Wait,
whatever.
Mark. Oh, Mark
Mark
Maron.
Maron.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Which
My
is
brain is blanking.
like I don't there's an exposure issue. I list somebody on the video we made about Joe Bonamassa talked about, was it Rock Candy Funk House or something? Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, but
Rock Candy Funk Party.
oh,
Rock Candy Funk Party is the funk band that Joe Bonamassa is in.
I
Like
didn't
he's
know
in
he
a
was in a
funk
funk band.
he's in a funk band. It's Tal Bergman is a drummer, and he put this thing together. I don't really know. Mike Merritt is the bass. I'm looking at who's actually like of note. Mike Merritt was the bass player for the Max Weinberg 7.
Oh,
So he's like part of Conan's house band, I guess.
yeah.
But it's a funk project. It's fun if you're into that. I don't have enough like funk sense to know if it's good or bad.
Yeah. It's like
But
me and metal. I like Dragon Force, but I've been told that's the Mustang Sally of metal. So
yeah, and I think like the way that I think about it is almost like I wonder if my issue with Joe Bonamassa's band music is that it's him. And where it's like, well, I think the music he makes is boring, but it's not that his, like, obviously, like, I'm never going to say he's a bad guitar player. I
because
don't
he's
think I've
obviously
said
a
that.
incredibly good guitar
I
player.
just don't necessarily find his music interesting. And I felt like the stuff that I heard from him in the Rock Candy Funk Party project was more interesting than his solo work. That being said, it's this tough thing where I understand where people are coming from when they're like, well, if you haven't listened to all 15 studio albums, then you shouldn't have an opinion on it. And it just doesn't help that I'm just not that interested in like blues in general.
Oh,
So
so I will counter then, as someone who is heavily interested in blues.
right.
I like Joe Bonamassa as a person, actually. I think he takes himself way less seriously than we like to pretend he does. I think he's a great guitar player. I don't care that he buys all of the gear that he buys. Don't care. Your money, do what you want. I don't listen to his music. I don't find it particularly entertaining. It doesn't capture me. But you know what? An awful lot of people seem to love it. So
Sure, yeah, so it's the Nickelback blues. I don't know.
Actually, you know what? That is a great analogy. To me, he is the Nickelback of blues.
Someone mentioned that like he's done a ton of work with Blues Foundation.
Yep.
So that as like hey, he's doing good stuff. I had this conversation with Joey Scar a while ago.
Mm-hmm.
I think this actually Basil, is it Basil? Basil?
I say Basil because that's what that pedal show says. So Basil.
Bonamassa is as interesting as John Mayer music. I actually disagree. I think
disagree
John Mayer's
too.
a lot more.
I think John Mayer's way more interesting, at least for the first 4 albums.
But what I was going to say is the whole. I had this conversation with Joey Scar a couple weeks ago, and basically his take on Joe Bonamassa and all the gear that he owns is it's just kind of, and I don't know if this is true because I don't really follow the guy, but I have to imagine when you own that much gear, how much of that stuff is basically just rotting.
I think he's in a situation where it's maintained and kept up with, to be honest, because he basically operates, let's be honest, he basically operates a museum at this point.
Right, but like it's like, does he have every time he buys an amp, is an amp tech coming in because he only buys vintage? So is every single amp he buys before it shows up in Nerdville or Nerdville West, is it going to a tech and having caps replaced and everything?
I guarantee it is. I guarantee it is.
Maybe there's something, tubes replaced and all, or at least tested, like, not necessarily just outright replaced. And yeah, definitely, Michael, it's climate controlled.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, he keeps them in his house, either his house in
yeah, yeah.
California or his house in Tennessee. They're
I
in
know
a
they're
house.
not just like on in storage, but yeah, I just wonder like how much of that stuff is being played on a regular basis. You know, you slapping a like I talked about at the beginning of the show. I need a truss rod tool because my Taylor has not been maintained. It's a Taylor Big Baby. Don't freak out. I bought it for $200. Uh,
Steve, I wouldn't care if you bought it for $2,000.
I'm just
Things
saying,
happen.
like it's not like a this priceless instrument
Yeah.
that's sitting on the wall. But it's one of those things where it's just like I have like 10 guitars or whatever, and I have trouble, doing the string rotations on them, keeping up with that. Uh, but yeah, I guess if Joe has a guy, if I was Joe, like I wonder, is he having guys come in and playing his stuff, playing all this stuff for him to make sure it's all good to go and whatever. I don't know.
Yeah.
And it's not just Joe. It's like you could talk about Joe, you can talk about John Five, you can talk about all these different people who have
Yeah.
a lot of different things. So, um,
Yeah,
I did,
I think that's it. I think that's the case. Like,
yeah. Just to end on a positive, what's your take on Grace Bowers?
oh, Grace Bowers is incredible. Now, here's the deal. Right now, she's still coming into her own. It'll be,
Mm-hmm,
it's sort of
mm-hmm.
like how I got to watch, which is a great, one of my favorite things I've ever gotten to do. I got to
Yeah.
watch Kingfish grow up, right? Because he grew up in
Mm-hmm.
my hometown. I got to watch him go into the blues museum, learning to play guitar. I worked on some amps for him. Like he played bass for me a couple of times. I've gotten to play a lot with him, and I got to watch what he became, and now he's incredible. I think Grace is about to hit that, like, becoming who she is as an artist, because she got famous because she's an incredible guitar player, but that
Yeah.
doesn't make you an artist yet. I think we're about to see how good she can be.
Cool. Cool. Yeah, I think she's kind of in this social media novelty phase
Exactly.
a little bit still.
Yep.
Obviously she did the Aussie thing, which is a big thing, versus like Kingfish. I'm not, again, he's playing a style of music that I'm not like super into, um that's I know the name, like,
Yeah,
and I know
exactly.
people talk about him a lot.
She's
So
she's gonna be she's gonna be something. She is a great player right now. I think she's going to be a great artist.
yep. And once again, folks, if you are looking for a pedal, head on over to fuzzimp.com. Check out what they got. I think there's some discount codes floating around, but offhand, I don't know
There
what they
might
are.
be. Get the hammered bronze while you're at it. This
Yep.
is so 5 out of my 6 Fuzzent pedals are in this hammered bronze.
Yep. All right, folks. Thanks for hanging out
And smash the like button.
and in the stream. Oh, I got to hit end.